We have reached the end. We have reached the end. Um, thank goodness. Thank goodness. It's time to wrap this season up and put an old nasty piece of a bow on it. And I wanted to know exactly how do you all feel like you're going to do that? Where all of the places that we've been, how are you going to wrap this up and put a bow on it? Bridgerton style, of course. Wonderful. Shout out to Shonda Rhimes. Gotta love it. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for the season finale of season 11 of Married to Medicine. So we are season 11, episode 15. And this is it for the season. I'm glad to see it wrap and go because I don't think we really have anywhere else to go. And what we've been dealing with is we've done as much of it as we need to, really, if we're being honest. How are we going to put the bow on it, though? We always get a good reunion. I don't think we've ever had a bad reunion. And I say that, keep your eyes and ears open. The reunion, there's 3 parts. It'll start next week. Later on this week, I will be coming to you with a fashion run through of the fashions for the reunion and my thoughts on the fashion. So keep your eyes and ears open for that. More housekeeping. I want to say this before I forget. Those of you who have been a blessing to me by way of Venmo and Cash App, you know, I send these little emojis and the messages back to you, but I wanted to say to you on camera, I thank you. I appreciate you. And I definitely do put those things toward good use, toward this channel and how I come to you and how I present. So I really do appreciate it. And I thank you. I do not say your names. I used to, whenever would happen, I loved, you know, coming forth and being able to say your screen names and who did what and all of that. But the only problem with that is that in Cash App and in Venmo, a lot of those things are in you guys' real names. So I will never blast your real name out like that. Everybody's not comfortable with that. So we just have to settle for the emojis and me telling you as a whole, I appreciate you and thank you very much. I appreciate you. Okay, so I don't want to forget that. So let's go on. We're talking about Bridgerton. I absolutely love Bridgerton. So I was worried when they started talking about Bridgerton and they went to do the little dance and stuff. I was like, oh. And then social media leaked some of the, you know, we got to see some of what was coming up and I started seeing some of their outfits and I was like, see, Shonda Rhimes is that girl. Just so you know, she really is. Shonda Rhimes is everything. I love her as a writer. I love the way her brain works. I come from the world of Scandal and How to Get Away with Murder and all those things. I likes me some Shonda, okay? And that whole Bridgerton, all of them. Queen Charlotte, and I'm here for all of it. I've been leaning and hanging on the side of the couch for every last episode of those shows. So it's high up for me. Costuming and all of that. That's like one of the music and the costuming are amazing. So I was seeing some of this stuff and I was like, when I seen that wig that Toya had on, I said, oh, no ma'am, no ma'am. I said, I know good well you ain't coming as Queen Charlotte because Queen Charlotte's hair is a television show all in itself. So I said, I don't know. But I have to say, once I sat and watched tonight and everything was together and put together and all of it, y'all did a good job. Y'all actually did a good job and it was fun. It was fun. It really was fun. And I'm glad because the show has gotten a little off from where it was, and I wasn't getting good feelings and good vibes. I was getting a lot of angst and things while I've been watching these last couple episodes, which y'all like, come on, y'all, what's going on here? Y'all fighting like cats in the alley, and it's like, what is going on with the show? What's happening here? So anyway, so it's Toya and Eugene's 16th anniversary party. They opened it up. Even the opening was a birthday. Literally opened up the episode like a Bridgerton episode, and they did the whole lady whistle down opening, and that was really, really good. Okay, that was real good. So that really set the mood, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be good. Okay, cool. So Toya meets with the planners, and Toya, she the fry guy. I don't give a damn how much I try to, and I have literally, I know y'all have noticed that I try to stray away from actually referring to her as the fry guy and to Eugene as Grimace. And it never really had a lot to do with his stature, but that's just who he reminds me of. That's who he reminds me of, is Grimace, and she's like the fry guy. She's like, that's who they remind me of from McDonald's. Okay, so he has lost weight, he looks great, and all of that. But to me, they are still Grimace and the fry guy, just like Mariah's mom. I never, I was never trying to be, disrespectful to Miss Lucy. Miss Lucy, the nickname I gave her was Shoot Lucy, and that's who she just has always been to me. And like I told, I don't care for Mariah personally. Like she's not a girl I would hang out with, but I got a lot of respect for her, and I love what she's done with this show. So it just is what it is. Just take it light. It is light. I don't have any hateful feelings about anybody so much, on here or anything like that. Well, there is one person. I don't like Carrie Wells. I don't give a goddamn. I just don't. I don't like no Carrie Wells. I don't like that lady. I don't like her. I never liked her, and I will not apologize for it. I don't like her. I don't like her. I don't like what she gives. I don't like what I seen her show up and she did a little part. Tyler Perry hired her for a little part. She did a 10-minute little part in one of his shows. Carrie Wells. I just don't like her. Just like I don't like Kim Zolciak. Period. I just don't like them two. And that's just that. And I won't apologize. But Miss Lucy will forever be Shoot Lucy, honey. And that's who she is. And I love it. It's funny. I like to see Miss Lucy on screen. I like seeing Mariah on screen. Child, she the girl that you love to hate. Child, shit. Anyway, we've met some good people. The people, they're characters on here. Now they keep bringing Anila and throwing me Anila in my face. I don't never need to see Anila again. I like her husband, but I don't never need to see her. Period. Okay, anyway. So Toya, being the fry guy, being goofy Toya like she is, she's meeting with the planners. And she sat and turned around and said, the whole Bridgerton theme and all that. And didn't I have her sit up there and say something about some Red Lobster biscuits? Toya, you a tackhead. You are a tackhead. Where do Red Lobster biscuits fit into this fantastic setting that you're giving? That's just like throwing a party for that dumbass purse. We didn't care nothing about that stupid purse. It wasn't even a cute purse. Red Lobster biscuits. She's an idiot. An idiot. And listen, speaking of the planners, that bald-headed sister, she's beautiful to me. I said, look at her, honey. Do you know that you got to be a badass to pull this off as a woman? To literally pull this off and walk through confident? She was just beautiful to me. She rolled through. I said, you had better. And she just, everything about her was just everything to me. I said, look at her. She stole that scene. And she hadn't even said much. She sat down on the couch, do everything. The way she sat, all comfortable, and she sat on her leg. It's weird because I sit like that. It's crazy. A lot of times I'll sit like that. I'll sit and I put my foot up only on my own couch. I don't do that nowhere else. I would never put my foot up at somebody else. You know I'm raised, child. But I'll sit. You'll see me adjust myself, and I'll be sitting, and I sit on one of my legs. She's sitting on her leg and sitting there with her bald head self, and she just stole the scene from me. And I was really ignoring a lot of what Toya was saying because I was looking at that old bald head chick. I said, "Go ahead, bald head ass." I was liking her. So pretty to me. Anyway, so that was that. But Red Lobster biscuits. Oh, Toya. I said, okay, cool. These people, Sweet Tea and Gregory. So they ain't on screen for 10 minutes. And I'm getting ready to go right somewhere with this too. I'm gonna go here now. Sweet Tea, you all that didn't happen. The first thing you do when you get on camera, you throw a shade at King. King is gone. King ain't even here. King done got to a point, you and your husband done got it fixed up to where King can't film with the peoples and carrying on, and you still throwing shade at King. I said, yes, he told her, she said, I don't like sitting on high chairs. And he said, well, you should be sitting up high. You're my queen. And she said, and you're my king, the only king I know. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. Go sit down. That was unnecessary. It really wasn't necessary. I'm like, just picking and digging. That's why you're such a good opponent for Heavenly. Heavenly don't know how to stop, and you don't know how to stop. Y'all don't. Y'all don't have no off button. Y'all just know how to just keep going and keep throwing shade. But all that crying after you throw the shade is what's really irritating. Moving right along. She's a go along to get along, okay? Which we know. You're going to do and say whatever it is that you feel that you need to do and say to try to keep Gregory interested and satisfied. That's what you should be doing because that's what you signed up for. That was your foolish mistake. And at the same time, you are telling us that you basically feel unwanted by the group. Truth is, you come into a group of ladies who are all friends with another lady, and you basically want them to forget about that lady. Baby, you ain't got it like that. That's all this has ever been. That's all it's ever been. You want, and not just them, us too, as watchers. You wanted us to forget about Quad's existence and replace the existence with you. We're not doing it, and we're not going. And there are people who hate Quad that might play part, but there's a whole bunch of people who like Quad who ain't going. They ain't going. There's some people that don't even like Quad that ain't going because what you did, they know what you did. You good slick sliding in the damn emails and carrying on. You wanted that lady's life. You got it. You win. You won. You got it. You living in her house and eating 10 miles of her shit. That's just, it is what it is. She told you, you want to be me. Where was the lie? Where was the lie? Anyway, Gregory literally wants the group to choose him. Him and Quad are one and the same. They are one and the same. They have that in common. Both of them are in this, and they want the group as a whole to choose them. On both of their parts, I'm just looking at them both like, whatever. Okay? That's how I feel about it. I'm going to say this. Now, I've kicked King's back in enough weeks. I think anybody who is Team King, anybody who likes King probably will never see this video, but if he does, I ain't changing nothing that I said. I meant everything that I said. I told you what I did like. I told you what I didn't like. I told you what I appreciated, what I go for, and what I will not. So I ain't changing none of that. In saying all that, I have always said I still like King. I still like Gregory. I don't care for T. I love Quad. Okay. So ain't nothing changed. Not a thing has changed. King, though, has actually had, I don't know if this is what he set out to do, but it worked. If this is what you set out to do, Sir King, it actually worked. King has had his breakout star moment this season. This season, Quad has faded into the background for me. She faded into the background and she has made King a reality TV star. This season was more about King, less about Quad. She gave her shine to King. I don't know if she meant to do it, but really and truly, my walk away from this whole season, when it comes to that portion of it, is King. It's not about Quad. I don't even have anything. Usually there's some one-liner or something that Quad has done that sticks and you be laughing and key-heeing. No. The only thing she's done this season is actually boosted him. My man, my man, my man. And that's exactly what you brought through this season. That is what I'm walking off with from this season is my man, my man, my man. And I guess it's a good thing that I like him, because if not, where would that leave us? That I would feel like I wasted a whole season with you because you brought me nothing. But King, you brought me King, and that's cool. It worked. But this has been King's breakout moment. We all know him now. Lord have mercy, how'd that happen? Okay, I'll take it. Still here, always a good thing for me. A mess, honey, a mess. But you're welcome. But yeah, so that's that. My girl, I love her to death, but what she gave me this season is pure nothingness. She gave me nothingness. She introduced me to King. Thank you, because we like King. We like King, and it's a good thing we do. Okay, Gregory, I like Gregory. I've always liked Gregory. I don't like some of his ways. I don't like the way he be acting, and he do give bitch assness, and it's cool. But Gregory is Gregory, and he got his good points to him. So here's the thing: your wife threw the whole in the garbage, honey. But whatever. So the two of them are Greg and our Quad, or they want to be chosen. The women choose King. The men choose King. Quad, not so much. T, not so much. I don't know how the dynamics is crazy, but that's how it done worked out. Moving right along. Toya. Toya's, again, the fry guy, she don't even realize that Bridgerton is not an actual factual account of that time period. It's fantasy. It literally is from the, come here, Toya, come here, honey. It is from the ink pen of Shonda Rhimes. Do you understand? It is her fantasized version of that romantic Baroque period. Honey, it wasn't romantic for Black people in that time period, dear. Hey, James, I don't know why people won't give Quad her OG status. And I can't imagine that anybody does it, though, Arkansas Tina. She is who she is. She is, see, that's the kismet of it. Quad Webb is the original breakout star of Married to Medicine. She was brought, and I've said this, and I'll repeat it, and I don't give a damn who don't agree with me. When Quad came in, Quad was brought in as a sidekick. It was never supposed to be this. She was never supposed to be who she is to the people who brought her in. In her mind, she always knew she was who she was. Her mama always knew she was who she was. And some of us could see that she was going to be who she was, but she was brought in as a sidekick. She was the Robin to Mariah's Batman. But as things turned out, she actually ended up being the Catwoman to Mariah, and it gave very much meow. That's what it gave. So she is and will always forever be the original breakout star of Married to Medicine. And there has not been another breakout star moment until now, and it just happens to be King. King came into the group, and King is loved by many. His little time here, he has won over many males and females. He is the newest breakout star of Married to Medicine. Now, I don't know where it's going to go or where it's going to take him, but in my eyes, that's what that happened. That is what that happened. Literally, when being pressed to the wall, everybody is choosing King, except for T and G. And the truth of the matter is, when Gregory wasn't here, when Gregory Lunsford wasn't here, wasn't nobody crying for Greg. Wasn't nobody crying for Greg at all. And I think you're going to see next week where Cecil, and I laugh, there's a clip from the reunion where Cecil is saying the exact same thing I've been saying for the last 4 or 5 weeks. The exact same thing. The only problem I had with King, you cannot tell no grown man that anybody could talk to him any kind of way they want. He can't say nothing back. That's it. And Cecil was actually saying the exact same thing. Anyway, moving right along. But no, she ain't lost her OG. She is an OG. She is the OG. You know, they keep talking about Jackie. Yeah, okay, Jackie cool. But Jackie ain't the first name that you think of when you think Married to Medicine. And it never was. Never was. It was Mariah and Claude. Period. Moving along. The schedule. Here's this thing. This schedule that Toya had for this party. If I was Gregory and Toya, we wouldn't even have no issues, because I would have smiled and I would have said, thank you so much for the invite. Sure, no problem. That bitch would have never seen me. She would have never seen. Do you know who I am? My name is Spillitboytv on here. But when I ain't on here, my name is Mr. James Colwell. Do you got that? Mr. James Colwell. I don't do second status anywhere in my life. I don't play those games. I've always been the Diana Ross. I've never been the Mary Wilson. I don't play them kind of games. I wish a bitch would tell me to come to a party and I could only stay this amount of time. And I don't care what your reasons are. You can have your party. And it ain't no hard feelings. But I wouldn't show up for that. I would not show up for that. I don't do second. I'm nobody's second thought. I don't do, oh, shoot, I'm having a party and I forgot and I'm called. I mean, it happens. You know, it'll happen. You know, oh, shoot, I forgot. And you get me. That's cool. Ain't no problem. I ain't going to fight with you about it. But guess what you could do with your party? Next time when you are putting it together, maybe you'll remember me, because you won't remember that you forgot and I showed up. You definitely won't remember that because it's not happening. I am never a second thought. Never. I don't play them games. But that's just the regard I hold myself in. You ain't got to understand it. You ain't got to like it. It just is what it is. My family knows it. Plenty of time. Oh, shoot. You know what? We having some ice cream and cake for so-and-so. Have it. Have it. Have it. Don't you call me the day of or the day before. Call me when you order the cake, bitch. Don't you call me no day before. You forgot? Good. I'm going to forget. It's just, That's just who I am. Right, wrong, or indifferent. A little narcissistic, just a bit. No apologies. Moving right along. So no, they couldn't have sold me on you could come to the cocktail hour from 8 to 9, but after that you got no. I wrote, and that's literally what I could show it where I wrote it in my. Can y'all see that? You see that? No. 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 You can come from this time to this time, but then you got to get out. Who? And especially when you are the one that actually got it all, they put it all together to where it's like, okay, well, he can't film with us. They didn't want him to be able to film at all. Let's just tell it like it is. Gregory and his wife didn't want King to be around at all. But what your plan was, it actually backfired on you. Now they have to choose. And you didn't get the lucky bounce. You could come for the first hour, but then you got to go. You want me to go to hair and makeup, buying outfits or borrowing or whatever they did, renting outfits, costumes, whatever. All of that to come to your party for an hour? No, not doing it. Not doing it. I wouldn't do it that time, and nothing else that you ever invited me to would I be at. It just would be that. Nope. Moving right along. So when the show gets going, and y'all see from my thumbnail, when I seen that shoe and them old nasty support hose get out of that damn carriage, I said, they here, child. I looked at the shoes and the support hose did it for me. I said, child, that was a hot mess. Hot. Then we move on. Dr. Mimi. Do y'all want Dr. Mimi and her husband to come back? I'm just asking. I just want to know, is it me? Do y'all want Dr. Mimi and her husband to come back? I think I've had my feel for Dr. Mimi. I just think she got a little too comfortable too fast. Who are you? Who are you to call them messy? Oh, here comes the mess. So you think you got more right to be here than them? Who are you, ma'am? You and your little man friend? Y'all can get on where y'all going. And I don't wish nothing bad on y'all. You know, y'all okay for something. But y'all could go. Way too comfortable. She just got way too comfortable too fast. Her mouth is way too slick with these people that you don't know. And it's just that the spotlight is actually on Sweet T and G. Once they're gone, what's going to happen, Mimi? You're going to catch all the smoke that you really want. It'll get around to you. It always does. If the show lasts, it will get around to you. But you got way too comfortable, and your little epitaphs was just a bit too much for me, for somebody that don't know nobody. And I've been saying that from the beginning. Moving right along. Simone, baby, you got the period wrong. But I'll have to say this. I've never seen Simone look better. Simone actually looked pretty. Now, she looked like she was going to the goddamn prom. She really did. And they read her, talk that damn fry guy said, she looked like she go to a quinceañera. I said, she did. She did. But she looked like a beautiful prom or a beautiful Miss Black pageant runner-up. Honey. She really looked pretty to me, though. She really, really did. She looked very, very pretty. I think they should come back. Everybody needs second season so they can get in her business. Okay. Now, I have to agree now to see him getting for her to get her just desserts, for her to get her cherry on top. I'll go for it. I'll agree. I'll let it ride. But I don't. Yeah. I would never rather have no Buffy. No, Buffy. Too much. Buffy was too volatile. I was scared that Buffy was going, honey. Buffy. Her eyes danced in her head a bit too much for me. I was like, ooh, Mm-hmm. Her eyes be dancing a little too much. Anyway, but I thought Simone looked beautiful. She just was in the wrong period, which is, that's some old drunk shit. Toya completely set Sweet Tea up, where they did the Bridgerton gossip column when it came out. Everybody knew that goofy ass T had actually wrote the column because she made herself innocent and everybody else had all these issues. She threw shade at everybody else in the group, and the thing, she's the one that wrote it. And then to turn around and end up begging to stay when you just threw shade at the whole group. Because when Jackie said, Toya, this right here, this is trash, pure trash, you knew they wasn't going to vote for you to stay, even if they could have. If they could have. Would you say Simone should have had that hairdo for the reunion? That hairdo that's one of the best hairdos I've ever seen her in. It was neat and it was clean. She really did look good. She really did. I agree. That is her entire reason for her and Gregory is thinking she was going to replace Quad in the group. Of course, absolutely. Embarrassing that they asked to stay. That was secondhand embarrassment, and I actually felt bad for the little broad for just a minute. But then the fact that she was stupid enough to be doing that, I was like, ugh. But I wrote in my notes, she was wanting to stay, and then I put in quotations, damn. And then that's when I started writing what all they missed, because then after, it literally is like the party started after they left. I said, oh, that is so shady. The party literally started after they left. They literally pushed them out the door because they was on a timing constraint. They missed the whole line, the line, the entrance, the promenade. I said, oh, that's horrible. That's just like actually going to the prom and not going to the prom lineup. I went to the prom back in 1989, and trust me, the prom lineup was the whole thing. Like, it's always been that way. The prom lineup in your neighborhood, where y'all line all up and everybody get out and everybody get to see y'all gowns and stuff and your suits and take pictures of you. That's the fun of going to the prom. Once you leave your neighborhood and go to that old dry ass prom with that old tired ass music and that old bland ass food, honey, and then you take your good pictures, that your parents got to pay for. That's like the highlight of that part. But the whole getting dressed for prom is really what happens in your neighborhood before you actually go. It's the promenade is what the prom is all about. They literally didn't get to go to the prom lineup. I said, oops. So none of that. Then they didn't even get to eat. I said, oh. You mean you went to the anniversary party, bought an anniversary gift, and didn't get any Red Lobster biscuits? Whew, great party, honey. Anyway, so I thought that was horrible. That was horrible. And for the record, in my Phaedra voice, y'all some mean bitches. I don't hang with you type of mean bitches. That was mean. That was mean-spirited. That was just as mean as asking Toya, when they asked Quad to leave. It ranked right up there with that for me. It ranked right up there with that. The men actually did, in the little time they were there, the men did get to get some act right and some get right. They took care of everything. King agreed to sit at a later date and squash everything with Gregory. Quad, before she left home, was already on one, and she was there. She said, I don't never need to see them again. And that was, King was in agreement, but then once the geek talked to the guys and they told him, well, this is what was going on, and then time has passed and all of that, and they explained to him what was going on. King was like, okay, cool. So, because he's cool. He's cool, And Quad, maybe they would say something. Her Quad stood 10 toes down and literally came across as a bitch. I was like, whoa, Quad. And again, she wasn't over there where the men were, so I don't think she even knew about what was actually happening, and that King had actually agreed. And in the setting that she was in, she was standing on what she had said previously. But in the way of sitting here literally watching, she just came across as a bitch. And I was like, wow, okay. And it was 10 toes down in the fact that I want you to choose me. If you're not choosing me, I'm going to leave. We'll see how that works out for you. We got 3 episodes left. I don't think it really going to work out like that, but you know, it is what it is. And then I think, you know, once King talks to her, everything should be fine because she does actually listen to him. So once he talks to her, it should be fine. Ciao, Tina. That damn hair on Dr. Scott. Dr. Scott looked like Ziggy Stardust, honey. I said, you gonna get on out of here, honey. Yeah, he was giving me old David Bowie, honey, old knockoff, downgrade version of Ziggy Stardust, honey. I said, no. Contessa been clowning all season, and she brought her husband right on in to that clownery that she's been resting in. It was a whole mess. And her dress and that cape was just ridiculous. It was falling off her neck. I had enough of Contessa and her trolling costuming this season. It was terrible. But the party as a whole, their entrances, fantastic. I'm gonna say this. I seen where Dr. Heavenly was going. I wanted her afro bigger. I wanted her afro bigger because her afro, it was just giving Catch Christy love, you know, but it needed to be bigger and fuller. It needed more hair and it needed to be a little bit bigger. But I seen where you were going with the Queen Charlotte thing, and I was like, okay, cool. I got to get you about the back of that dress too, Dr. Heavenly, because girl, your faja was showing. So you had the wrong one on, girl. You still needed a strapless situation. You didn't, that the part to come up around your arms, that didn't work. All that black showing in the back, that looked tacky. And your faja was showing. That's never good. Your undergarments are not supposed to be showing. You try to get away from even having the lines of your undergarments from showing, but with the way everything is stretch fabric these days and things are less constructed, it's kind of hard. But to have that faja showing like that, and it was black, and I was like, damn, if it would have been a faja that was the color of the dress, because they actually sell them the color of the dress, we could have excused it maybe just a little bit. I wouldn't have. But for you to have the normal black lady black one on, it just looked terrible to me, but whatever. But I saw where you were going. I saw the direction we're going. I'm pretty much done with this because this was it. This is really where we ended up at. This is the end of it. I'm going to say this. What really stood out for me over the party as a whole, the setting of the party, the preparation of the party, and the sister that was the mistress of ceremony for it was everything. She literally brought the whole thing full circle and brought it all to life. That mistress of ceremony was everything. She really, really was. She really, really was. But that's it. That is it. That was the ending of this season's Married to Medicine. Now we got a 3-part reunion. I think we get ready to shake the table. They get ready to make up some ground because we fell off midway through this. I think they get ready to shake the foundation a little bit, and I'm here for it because y'all got to go out big. You got to think big. Don't think small. Think big. Y'all got to go out big. All right, you all. Listen, it has been real. It's late, and I appreciate y'all being up late with me doing this whole live review thing. I appreciate you. Go get some sleep, and I'll see y'all when I see y'all. By the time y'all wake up in the morning, I got another little piece for y'all coming from the Married to Medicine world. but I ain't gonna talk about it now. But by the time y'all wake up, oh, I got some things to say. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.